Hi friends, this is Carmen. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, welcome. My channel is all about succulents and cacti on my balcony garden and houseplants in an apartment setting. So if that's something that interests you and you want to learn some more about, please do make sure you hit that subscribe button down below so you don't miss any of my videos. It's almost the end of September, can you believe it? Will this year never be over? Anyway, I have some plants for you, mostly succulents, because I wanted to pay homage to the plants that have gone before and to the plants that have survived this summer of 2020 here in Phoenix, Arizona. Okay, you've heard me say it before, we've had a tremendous summer, as in hot. And I have some plants that were out on the balcony all summer long and managed to grow and survive and thrive. And I have one foliage plant from inside that did a lot of growing and really surprised me. So let's not waste any more time and let's get to it. Okay, you know I like to start usually with, smallest to biggest, so let's do it that way. Let's continue the tradition. My aloes were outside all summer long, but they were under an umbrella. And this one here is my Aloe Pink Blush. And she already had a little baby right there, but she's also putting out another baby right down here, and she's about to bloom too, which is out of character for them because they normally bloom in the springtime. So for her to bloom now, end of summer going into fall here in the northern hemisphere, is kind of out of character for them. So none of the other aloes are doing this. So I was really surprised at this pink blush, that not only did she manage to keep herself and the baby alive, but put out another pup, and she's blooming too. So it's a tiny bloom, it's a tiny aloe, so it's just gonna be beautiful. So I'm really excited about that. And so this Aloe Pink Blush did wonderful outside. Aloes are much hardier than we give them credit, friends. I think probably the only thing that they really would succumb to is overwatering. But they can go, without a bit of water, and they can handle some heat too. So Aloe Pink Blush. Now this funky looking little guy is my Echinopsis Peanut Cactus Rose Quartz. And the longer trails that you see here are the surviving trails of an Echinopsis that I had prior that I lost to root rot, and I saw that I was going downhill and I was going to lose it, so I cut the longer trails and put the cuttings, let them harden off, put the cuttings into this dry succulent mix, and didn't water them for about 10 days. And over the summer it took root, and then look at all these arms it's giving off. Isn't that the coolest? I'm so excited. They bloom here in late winter, early spring. So with our mild winter here, it will continue to grow, and hopefully in the springtime I'll have some beautiful rose quartz blooms, which are just a stunning vibrant pink. It's really gorgeous. But I was so surprised that all of the little arms it's grown over the summer. And I water it probably about every 10 days, if that, maybe every 2 weeks. It does take full sun. This one is not under an umbrella at all. It does take morning sun, full morning sun, which is less harsh. Obviously by noon the sun has passed and it is over on the other side of the building or crossing over the building so it doesn't get any sun. But that is my Echinopsis peanut cactus rose quartz. Beautiful, beautiful cuttings that live on, even though the mother plant did not make it, but the cuttings live on, and it's just so unique the way the cuttings gave off arms. I just thought that was really cool. Now, the next one here, it had been given to me as cuttings, these two cuttings. This is a dragon fruit. So these two cuttings down here were not rooted at all. It was given to me 2.5 years ago. The first year I had pot them up in this. The first year they did nothing. It was basically just establishing the roots. No growth at all. And in the last 18 months, it started giving off all of these. And now this year it gave off this little guy. Look at the aerial roots here. I'm not quite sure what happened here. Probably some sun damage, because this one also is in full morning sun. And I water it. It's in a smaller terracotta pot. Looks a little worn because I had actually painted this pot with some chalk paint, and I didn't seal it, so it's chipped off over the time it's been out on the balcony. So I water this about the same as the Echinopsis, about every 10 to 14 days. And it has not given any fruit. I don't suspect it will give any fruit for a while longer. I think they need to be a bit bigger to give fruit, but I'm just happy that it's doing so well. Now I do have another little one that I took one of these off and I propagated it into a smaller container, and it's growing also. But I left this one even here too. It's got some aerial roots. But I'm just really happy that out of two cuttings, it took some time, but you know, it had to establish its roots first. So I'm just really happy that it's taken off over the last year. I will probably need to stake this because from what I've seen of larger dragon fruit, they kind of flop. They kind of grow long and kind of flop over. So I will eventually put a bamboo stick here and maybe some twine to keep it together. But this dragon fruit, like I said, gets full morning sun, and it did wonderfully this summer. Didn't seem to mind the heat. So if you're looking for something unusual that grows in very hot environment, dragon fruit is the way to go. It's not, you know, it's kind of like an older plant in the sense of more traditional. You know, it's been around a long time. You may have seen it in your grandmother's garden or something, and but it's really an unusual plant, and it's a great grower. So, loving it. Now, speaking of unusual plants, let me make some room because this guy's kind of big. Oh, get a good hand on him. Now this name is a little, this is an Opuntia Monacantha monstrous variegated. That's a mouthful. So this guy I've had for a couple of years, and it's a profuse grower, let me tell you. This right here, this one is the mother plant. I do have another one that is a cutting from right here that's growing in another pot. This cutting was from right here. The reason I took those cuttings is because they had grown so long that they were flopping over. It was getting so top heavy. So this cutting, I didn't even, you know, I just let it callus over and plop it right back into the pot. I didn't really water propagate it or anything like that. And you can see, I don't want to drop them. You can see the pink there. that is all new growth, and he just grows in these really unusual ways. Look at all this new growth right here. Really just an unusual specimen of Opuntia. Again, if you want a really unusual plant that will take full morning sun, this one takes full morning sun, very little water every 10 days, 14 days or so, and easy peasy to propagate. Don't even need to propagate in the water, just stick it back in the same pot or a different pot in dry soil. Don't water for about 10 days and then start the watering process. It will root easily and grow easily. But this Opuntia Monacantha monstros variegated. And you can see the variegation on there is just brilliant. Isn't that? Okay, so those were the ones that I was just loving outside in the balcony, and props to them for surviving when others didn't. Okay, now inside I definitely had plants that prosper because obviously they were inside in a controlled environment, got humidity and all that stuff. But I had one plant, this Aglaonema white Dalmation. You probably had seen it not too long ago in a haul video, and I mentioned to you that I got it at Plant Stand of Arizona. I got it in this cash pot, in a 6-inch nursery pot cash pot, but that I had gone ahead already and changed out the soil to my more chunkier mix. Well, since it's a cash pot, you know, when I water it, I take out the water and drain it. Well, I was draining it the other day, and look at this. I just potted this. I could not believe the amount of roots in just a month that I've had this plant that were coming out the bottom. So I thought to myself, what am I going to do now? You know, I could put it in an 8-inch pot, you know, a little bit bigger, give it something a little deeper. So I'm going to have to repot it into something because these roots need some more space, a bigger pot, longer pot, something. It could probably stay in a 6-inch pot, but something deeper to give the roots more room. So I'll have to take a look and see what I have. But the plant itself, it has bloomed. It did give me a couple of blooms, a lot of new leaves inside. The variegation is maintained beautifully because I do have it right behind me here in this east-facing patio window. And so she gets lots and lots of very bright light, sometimes even dappled sun. And she loves it because that maintains her variegation. Obviously, she loves it because look at those roots. Okay, so I will be repotting that one. I missed it on my last repotting video, but I'll definitely be doing another repotting video, and that one will be part of it. So I may just have to go shopping and find a pot just for her, you know, so. Anyway, there you have it, friends. Those are my September plants that did wonderfully and really came through for the summer, did a tremendous amount of growth too, and I'm so proud of them. Do you have some plants that did wonderfully this summer? I know certain parts of the country you guys are getting ready to bring your plants inside. I'm getting ready to take some of my plants outside. And you probably hear Rosie because she's outside, so that probably means I need to say goodbye. Have a blessed day, friends. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.